Oh, hello, everybody, and welcome to You Hate to See It. I am Adam.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Nick.
Welcome
Nick,
to You Hate to See It, everybody. Um,
Nick, we're gonna need that Sunday morning fucking energy to be much higher. Like this is the first recording in
Um,
like 8 months. Figure it the fuck out, dude.
okay.
Welcome to You Hate to See It,
Maybe
where
sit the fuck up.
we,
I'm so comfy though.
where you hate us and we hate you.
And each other.
I really fucking hate you right now. Your low energy is really pissing me off. Stupid bitch.
I did the intro. I don't know what's happening next.
I was just gonna talk about our. So Nick and I are in a fantasy league now. This
Mm.
is the first one I've ever. I think most of us have done, and there's only six of us, so we all have some of the best players. But I'm gonna start with. So most of these people don't even really follow football much anymore. We've talked about it before. Nick's knowledge of football is from the 2006 Bears,
Mhm.
and he's very confused on when we were drafting the fact that like half the players he knew aren't playing anymore because it's been
True.
15 fucking years or almost
I
20,
was trying to draft Brian Urlacher.
which you can't do because you just draft a whole defense. You don't draft one defensive player, so that was a wild time. So our draft was very interesting with a lot of people with a lack of football knowledge, and then Paul, one of the people in there, he drafted his entire team using Chat GTP. So he would just put in who he should pick and it would tell him.
He's doing pretty great.
He's not really. I mean, he's in third, I guess, but like we're all pretty close. So our draft was very interesting. Um, Colton got so how the draft usually works is the first round is picking like the best running backs and receivers from the last year because you're going to assume that they're going to be just as good this year.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
Colton got the first pick and he chose Christian McCaffrey, who has not played a game until I think last week was the first game he finally played. So he had
Yep.
this fucker for the last 9 weeks doing absolutely nothing.
He had double Achilles tendonitis.
Yeah, dude was not playing football. And then Nick's first round, he picked a rookie wide receiver. So someone who has not proven themselves in the league at all is about to start their first season. So Nick picks this guy.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
took Derrick Henry, the only like viable first round pick.
No. I took Bijan Robinson first round.
Oh, even worse. Um,
It took him like 5 games to figure out how to run again.
and then yeah,
Second round is when I took Marvin
Paul's
Harrison
over here
Jr.
just choosing off Chat GTP. Colton's already fucked because this guy's not going to play for the first half of the season. My second round, I picked Puka Nakua, who in the first game of the season goes out in the first quarter because he fucking like wrecked his knee. He came back like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. The first week he was back, they didn't announce that he was like game ready in time. So he sat on my bench and scored like 23 points, which is a lot. Next week, I finally put him in. He gets ejected in the first quarter for punching some dude in the face. And by in the face, I mean his helmet because you're wearing fucking helmets. So he gets ejected and gets me like 1 point. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?" And then next this week, we're gonna hope that he plays football and doesn't try to get murder charges.
I've recreated my entire team outside of tight ends.
Nick did choose pretty much everyone on the Chiefs as his fantasy team.
At some point, yeah, I had like half of them were the Chiefs.
He had
And it just wasn't working.
he had Travis Kelce, who hasn't played football because he's been making a fucking drama TV show on FX and dating Taylor Swift and doing everything that does not require him playing football, but is still basically just on the team
Yeah.
and has done like fucking nothing.
hmm
And then
So
he had like one of the running backs who got injured, so he picked up their other running back who fucking blows apparently. Then he had like two of the receivers. One of them went down with an injury. The other one's like,
oh no, we gotta go through. I was playing Paul. Paul has Patty Mahomes, and I had Rishi Rice, who is a solid 15 points every week. In like the fourth week, Patty Mahomes threw an interception, and while
yeah,
trying to tackle the dude who made the interception, fucking broke Rishi Rice's knee.
Yeah,
going for the tackle.
he tore his ACL, and like if you watch the video, it's wild because like he doesn't even hit the ball carrier. Like he goes
He
down to
just
do
he
this,
just hits his knee.
he just hits his own receiver's fucking knee and like blows out his ACL.
Fucking just I've dropped both my starting quarterbacks. I drafted CJ Stroud and Brock Purdy. Neither of them were doing anything. So now I have fucking Sam Darnold of the Vikings, who's realizing that he's Sam Darnold and is starting to play like ass, and Baker Mayfield, who doesn't have wide receivers anymore.
So I made fun of Nick because Nick picked up Baker Mayfield. So I had one of his receivers who was doing super well, who broke his ankle, so he's out for the season, and his other receiver is also out for the season. And Nick picks up Baker Mayfield because he had really good stats going up to that week. And I just messaged Nick in our group chat. I'm like, Nick, so what was the point in picking up Baker Mayfield when literally he has no wide receivers left? He's like, he's been playing really good. I was like, yes, because he had two of the best wide receivers in the fucking league, and those guys died.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I don't know, he'll probably figure it out. I was like, I don't think his third and fourth string receivers now starting are going to be very good now that they have to do everything for him. And he hasn't been. Nick at one point had three receivers on his, or three quarterbacks on his team, which is you need two.
Mm-hmm.
So he had three.
He's only
There's-
one can play.
At one point, I think he had like three defenses and like four tight ends. And then he had like
I'm rocking
multiple
a dual
kickers.
tight end this week. I'm rocking Brock Bowers and Travis Kelce this week.
And then he also
we'll
had
see how that
like
goes.
multiple kickers. Oh, this fucker also drafted a kicker in round 6 of our draft, which is crazy.
Who almost won me a game twice.
You don't pick your kicker until like the last 3 rounds because there's no fucking point. No one's like
Mhm.
just going grabbing. Nick's like round 6 grabs a fucking kicker. I'm like, what in the fuck are you doing?
I'd like to point out week 1 he scored me 22 points.
Which was more than probably anyone that you would have drafted in that position, anyways, because
That
Nick
is
fucking
true.
sucks.
I am very bad.
And Nick is Nick is in
I'm
second
in-
to last, and if anyone loses to him, they get really mad for like a week.
Mm-hmm. That's because I
It's-
taunt every single score.
Oh, same. There's a button on the app that if someone scores a touchdown on your team, you can click it and you can taunt your opponent and it sends them a notification. And they have to open it, and it's just doing like a stupid little like animated dance. It's really fucking stupid. So you can just sit there and taunt people
Yeah.
throughout the day.
So,
Alex is somehow winning our league with like zero football knowledge, but also his only losses have come to me every time he's played me.
mm-hmm.
Exciting.
Yeah.
I am this week currently. I am -1 points.
It's very hard to get negative points, by the way.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like almost
because-
impossible.
That's because the Washington defense played Philly and Jalen Hurts decided to play football.
Not really. He scored me like 17 points. He didn't do very well.
He did enough to fucking get me -1.
Yes, he was not enough to get me into the winning percentage. So
Yeah. So we're having a good time. Bears play Packers today.
we
It's
also
gonna go
we
horribly.
have so few people in our league that all of us make it to the playoffs. But it's weird
Oh, do we?
because yeah, there's so few people that we all make it to the playoffs, but somehow Nick is still at a 34% chance of making the playoffs. So that's pretty neat.
Sam
That
Darnold's
even-
going to turn
even-
it around for me today.
It makes me really happy looking at the playoff percentage chance and seeing Alex at 99, me at 91, Paul at 81, Tyler's at 71, and then Nick's at 34.
Nick, that's horrible.
Yeah, it's
But
That's
somehow-
horrible for 100% chance of making the playoffs. That's really bad.
Colton's only at a 25% chance, and Colton's on a 5-game loss streak. So
it took a couple of weeks for the Falcons to figure out what the Falcons wanted to be.
but
And I also didn't have Cooper Cup. So while the Rams got fucked at the beginning of this game.
both
'Cause-
receivers were out. Yeah.
Yeah. So
But
It was
the
real
great
bad.
thing about Colton is Colton's in dead last. For the points scored for the entire season, Colton has scored the most points, or the second most points out of any team. So literally, Colton's out here, his team's playing the best they can every fucking week, but everyone else's team when they play Colton just does better. So like they
Mhm.
play even better than Colton because Colton also has the most points scored against him by well over 100.
That's what you want.
It's very
We're
fun.
gonna have
Fantasy
a fun
football
time.
has given me a new
Lease
life
on life.
during football season because it's fun just being able to like message Nick randomly on like a Sunday at 2 p.m. and be like, "Hey, your fucking team blows dick," and he's like, "Don't talk to me right now."
I have a 40% chance to win this game. Which, fun
Same.
fact, if you're outside of like a 5% chance, you're gonna lose that game.
Yeah, it's very fun.
Yeah, I need Drake London to score points.
Nick does. It's always fun looking at Nick's team and seeing that on his bench is someone who scored like 30 points, and then the
It
person he
happens
had,
Marvin
and
Harrison
then
Jr.'s
and then the
on a
person he
bye,
has
but
actually in scored him like 6. And it's
Yeah.
like he's always like, "Man, if I had that person in, I would have won." It's like, yeah, well, maybe you should have fucking had him in, but you didn't. So
Mhm.
fuck you, you dumbass.
maybe I should have put Jamar Reed in since he's against the Bears.
See, like hockey fantasy is wild because
I
like
love
for
hockey
you guys,
fantasy. It's so much fun.
are you guys when you set your lineups, are you able to change it every single day?
So you can change it up until the start time of that player.
Mhm.
So like if that player, say you have a guy in that starts at noon, but you have a guy on your bench that doesn't start till 3:25.
Mm-hmm.
After noon, you cannot change them because that guy is already playing, so he's locked into that slot.
Yeah, but like throughout the week, are you able to
Mhm.
completely like change? Okay, I was like,
Mhm.
I always liked because
You
hockey
want to
doesn't.
have it like
Well,
set
like
up before
multiple.
Thursday.
Well,
Yeah.
multiple things aren't typically happen. Like, yeah, there's always games going on, but you can with your roster, you typically have very few overlaps
Yeah.
in games. So hockey fantasy, you typically get a fuck ton of points just because you can rotate people through so much and
You know
I
what
like to doing
fantasy sounds fucking awful? Baseball.
yeah.
162
That
game season.
sounds-
I don't even know how you would fucking do. I'm sure there's fantasy for baseball, but like it
Alex
sounds
wants
like
to do fantasy basketball.
sounds like yeah, Alex wanted to. I don't know if that's a thing that we can still even start up because I think the NBA season started already.
Yeah, that and I know nothing about basketball.
I mean, same. And I'm not. I would join the
I
league
also-
and then I would not watch it. So
I don't like watching basketball. I think basketball is very boring.
I'm
Yes.
waiting for them to add in a fantasy college football. Could you imagine
Yeah,
how
I don't even
fucking
know how that
chaotic
would work.
it would? I mean, it's just the same way it does now. It would just be chaotic as shit.
I feel like
You have to make sure everyone's grades are good or else they don't play that day.
Yeah.
You get bonus points for midterms.
Yeah. GPA adds like
Yeah.
a modifier to the amount of points they can score.
Yeah.
if they have a solid 4.0, they get double points.
I like this.
Yeah. That'd be wild. That'd be a lot of fun actually.
we want to next year do like same people but 2 fantasy leagues. So we have our normal one like we're doing now, but we want to take it because you can modify the points allowed for certain stats. So we want to like go in and just make it to where like if really random shit happens, like it's almost super likely that it won't happen, but if it happens, you get like 50 points just out of nowhere for that.
Like if a quarterback gets a tackle.
Yeah. Like if the quarterback throws an interception, that's like minus like 2 points for them because they threw a pick. But if they get the tackle, it's like give them 50 points.
100. Yeah.
Yeah. Automatic win.
Fucking at that point, Will Levis is the go-to.
Or like do a thing where like you can't have so like you obviously you would have to have a starting quarterback and like your starting defense and a starting kicker, but for like the tight ends, receivers, and running backs, you can only pick second string or worse. Like you can't take the starter, so you have to like get the number 2 guy for everyone and just hope to God that they play.
I like that.
Just find stupid ways to make fantasy really not fun for anyone.
Just like 5 points a game. 5 points a game.
I mean, we've like ever since we started fantasy though, like we watched I think for like the first 4 weeks of the season and we were at your house at Nick's
Just
house watching football. Yeah. Like every Sunday. It was very fun. And then
I'd
last
play
Sunday
fantasy, but I'd never watch a single game.
and
Football
then
is so slow for me. I can't watch
that,
it.
it's that autism brain.
Well, it's that autism and also getting used to hockey where it's the breaks are as long as commercials and that happens very rarely. Otherwise, the breaks are super fast. and like the constant movement, and like I can't deal with the stopping and starting of the game so much with every like it's just so much turnover, and they like to walk super slow to get off the fucking field, and oh my God, I can't do it.
I mean, Jeff had fun watching the
Oh
Bears
my
Patriots
God.
game last week.
Yeah, we went to Alex's and watched it with his family. Oh my God, dude. I forgot what it's like to watch an absolutely shit football team
Hmm.
Play a shit football team.
because like the Rams have been good for like 8 years now, like at least winning records every season. But like the Bears are so fucking like astronomically horrible. Like every single play is just like, all right, what
So
stupid fucking bullshit's about to happen?
so this week, to date the episode, Shane Waldron, the Bears offensive coordinator, got fired. They the some of the players came out and said like what was the most frustrating thing being with Shane Waldron, and they're like he wouldn't change the scheme until halftime. Like he wouldn't make any like systemic changes to like the playbook until halftime.
Yeah, so like a lot of how NFL games will go is like you kind of have a scripted start to the game. Like all your plays, you're calling them how they are set up. Like you're just
Run,
going
run,
to
pass, run, pass, run,
or
run,
no,
pass.
like you have specific plays written down, and like everyone know, like on your team knows, like we're gonna run these first like plays for the first 10 plays, like on offense. But
Mhm.
they do that so they can watch how the defense is gonna react to those plays, so they can then change and start to strategize against it. The Bears are like, we're going to do this for the entire first half, and it's going to work. Either it's going to work, or at halftime we will know what the problem is. And at halftime they're down by 3 touchdowns, and their quarterback is almost on like life support because he's been hit in the fucking head 6 times. And then it also doesn't help because half their plays don't get to be counted because they get a fucking holding penalty, and then it's like replay, or it's like loss of down, and now they're back 10 more yards, and then it's like, all right, well we're still going to run the play that we have scripted. Sir, you are 20 yards from a first down, and you are about to run a 2nd and 20 screenplay that is going to lose you 4 more yards.
That is going to get your fucking quarterback murdered.
It is
The fun stat. The Patriots were the lowest sack team, like lowest defense to get sacks all season until the Bears, and they got 9 sacks. They doubled their sack total
It's
in
very
one
cool.
game against the Bears.
Super cool. Fucking atrocious to watch.
Did you guys see the new streaming service for Chicago sports?
So bad. It's you need fucking a
It's-
dish. No, you need antenna. You need an antenna in order to fucking
Yeah,
watch it.
but also it's $15 a month for one team, or $30 a month to get the Bears, the Sox, and the Hawks.
I don't even think the Bears are. I think it's the Bulls. I don't think the Bears are
Oh,
on it.
okay, yeah, it might be the Bulls.
Yeah,
I
it's the
was like,
Bears.
it's 3
Sox.
teams, and it's $30 a month to watch their games. And everyone's like, why do I want to watch any of these dog shit teams for $30 a month? Like,
But
what
we
the
have
hell?
Connor Bedard.
The Hawks still suck.
Yeah, I know.
We can't put a team around Bedard.
Mhm.
That's why Kane left, is because we couldn't put a team around Kane either.
Sport
Man.
hard in Chicago.
It's not.
It's really hard
I
being a
don't-
fan right now.
I don't. It's
Hey, at least
just
you're not the
pain.
fucking White Sox, because that season was what Nick flipped.
Dude.
So during halftime, during like week 1 or 2, while we were at Nick's house, the halftime of the Bears game came on, and instead of switching to another game that was still playing their first half, Nick threw on the White Sox Oakland A's fucking game.
Which is no longer a team.
The 2 worst teams in the MLB, and holy fuck. I was like, why are we watching? We went from watching the Bears, a fucking shit ass team, to the 2 worst baseball teams.
The Oakland A's aren't even a team anymore.
Yeah, aren't they going to Las Vegas or some
Yeah,
shit?
fucking.
Yeah, it's
So
wild.
the fucking White Sox had the worst goddamn record ever in baseball history, and baseball's been around since like the fucking 1880s.
It's it was really funny because the White Sox, the game they broke that record, this was scheduled like at the beginning of the season, was fireworks night.
Yeah.
so
The promotion, yeah.
Yeah, the night that they broke the record for the worst MLB record is that they had fireworks.
They had like an
That's so
average.
fucking embarrassing.
Dude, they had like an average of like 100 fans at their fucking games.
You could go to a White Sox game for like $10.
Yeah, and get like
Good seats. Like their line drive. Oh my god. And man, I don't pick good sports teams. I realize it. I like the Bears. I like the White Sox. I like the Blackhawks.
All right, Adam, do the outro. Do that thing.
Thanks for listening to You Hate to See It. You can find us on our Patreon. That's still a thing that we do. Where the full unedited video versions of all of our episodes go up. You can also see everything at youhatetoseeit.net, including our sponsor, W, at w.gg. With promo code YLUH82CIT, you get like 10% off your order. Do that.
Nick, do the roar.
Go get that dub energy.
Okay, bye.